Hi, welcome to Lincoln Language Center. My name is Teacher Tim, and today we will be doing Phonics Lesson 4. So before we start into the essentials, let's practice our sounds with A, E, I, O, and U. So for A, the sound we will be using is a. Everybody go a. For E, we will be using the sound e. For I, we will be using the sound I. For O, we will be using the sound a. And finally, for U, we will be using the sound a. Okay, good job. For example, we will read some words together for the sound a. Number one, the word we will use is hat. At. How do we spell hat? H-A-T. And we notice the ending sound is at. The next word is dad. Let's say dad. Dad. Good job. Can. Can. Now we hear the sound at the end of the word can, which is an. Let's remember that as we move on down the list. Sat, at. Man. Okay, good job. So now that we have said all the at words, so for the word hat, what sound do we hear at the end? We hear at. Can we find another word in the list that we have just read before? And if you thought about sat, you are right. At, sat. Hat and sat have the same ending sound. At, hat, sat. Good job. Were there any other words in the a sound that we listened to? Well, let's continue. Can and man. If you thought those two words were the same sound, you are right. K-an and m-an. Man, can. Those are also two rhyming words. Good job. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the e sound, which is the letter E. E. For the first word, we will say together, men. M-en. Everybody? Good job. Pet. Pet. Ten. Ten. Get. Get. Pen. Pen. Okay. Can you now think of the words that have the same sound? Let's continue this again. For number one, men. Let's spell the word men. M-E-N. We also hear the N sound, don't we? For the second word, we have pet. P-E-T. Pet. Et. T-N. Okay, well, does that sound like the same ending sound of the word men? It does sound the same. Ten and men are two rhyming words. Get. Get. Now, which word should we match with get? Get and pet are also rhyming words. Great job. Now we will continue for the letter I, which is the sound of I. Is sound. For the first word, let's say together, d-id, did. H-it, hit. S-it, sit. W-in, win. D-ig, dig. Okay, so it looks like we found our two rhyming words, which are hit and sit. It sound. Good job. Now we will move on to the ah sound, which is letter O. let's move on. First word will be hot, hot, pat, pot. It seems like we found our first two rhyming words. Now, what is the sound? Let's say the sound together. What are the sounds we hear that are rhyming? At, at. Hot and pot are two rhyming words. Great job. The next word, socks, socks. Rocks, rocks. Okay, and the last word, mom. Now, what are the last two words that rhyme in the ah words? If you thought it was socks and rocks, you are right. Great job. Ox and ox. Both words have the sound ox. Finally, let's move on to the letter U, which is a sound. Can you say a? Okay. Our first word is duck, duck. Bus, bus. Fun, fun. Run, run. And jump, fun and run. What is the sound that we hear at the end? We hear un sound. Very good. Un. Okay. Let's move on now. And now let's read some sentences together. Our first sentence will be, the man has a pan. For our second sentence, I will get a pet. Let's continue and practice more. Sentence number 3. I bit my lip. He will run for fun. Let's keep practicing. The cat is in the hat. Great job. You are getting good at this. So let's continue a few more. The men have a pen. We're almost finished, so let's continue. The rocks are in the socks. All right? We have one more sentence together to do. The duck has luck. The duck has luck. I hope you guys have learned a lot from this video, and I appreciate you watching. Thank you very much, and see you next time.